Since his master was early that night, Passepartout did not respond. It was not usual time for his master to be home. Phileas Fogg went straight to his bedroom and then he shouted for his servant. Passepartout made no reply. The call could not be for him. It was at the wrong time. So, after reaching to his bedroom, Mr. Fogg called for his servant again. But again Passepartout made no reply. He didn't respond it at all because his master was 4 hours early that evening, which is next to impossible. So he didn't make any response. Passepartout called Mr. Fogg again. Passepartout went in. "I have called you twice," said his master. So after getting the second call from his master, he went to his bedroom, and after reaching there, Mr. Fogg said that where he was and he had called for him twice. In that, Passepartout responds, "But it is not 12 o'clock," replied Passepartout, his watch in his hand. "I know it is not," replied Phileas Fogg, "and I am not finding fault. We leave for Dover in 10 minutes. So he says to his master that it's not at all 12 o'clock in the midnight after watching to his hand. And to that, Mr. Fogg responded that "I know it is not 12 o'clock and I'm not saying it is 2 or your watch is having any kind of fault." And he said to him that they are leaving for Dover in just 10 minutes. A puzzled smile appeared on Frenchman's face. "Are you going away, sir?" So, in his response that his master is leaving in Dover at 10 minutes, so he said that he asked to him that whether he was going somewhere. "Yes," answered Phileas Fogg, "we are going to travel round the world." Passepartout stood still, his eyes staring and his body limp. "Round the world," he murmured. To that, Mr. Fogg responded that yes, we are going to travel around the world. While listening to this thing, Passepartout was in standstill position. He was shocked and he murmured. Murmur means he said in low voice, "Round the world? What does this man is talking about? What do you mean that in 10 minutes uh, we are going to leave for Dover and we are going round the world?" So he was quite shocked to listen what his master was saying. "In 80 days," added Mr. Fogg, "so we must not lose a moment." So Mr. Fogg also added that this journey round the world will be in 80 days and they should hurry up and they shouldn't waste any moment now. "But the trunks?" his servants asked. "No trunks, just a travelling bag," said Phileas Fogg. "Put in 2 shirts and 3 pairs of socks for me and the same for yourself. We shall buy what we need on the way. Bring my raincoat and travelling rug. See that you have strong boots, though we shall do very little walking. Go ahead." So, in response to his master's command that we are going around the world and that too for 80 days, the first thing that came on to his mind is trunks. Trunks are the big iron boxes or it made of the leather. So those are the big suitcase. So whenever we travel somewhere, we have to pack our bad things, isn't it? So we have to pack all our bags and baggages, and we have to take all the things that is required. So while listening that his master is taking him for a 80 days tour, he was shocked that in 10 minutes, how would he pack all the baggages? How would he prepare the trunks? To that, Phileas Fogg responded that he doesn't need any kind of trunks. They just need a small traveling bag, and in they have to pack 3 pairs of socks and 2 shirts. That's it. That's the only required thing they need to pack as of now. And whatever things they would require or they would need in the journey, they would buy it or they would rather stock it from the places where they are going to visit. Added to that, he asked Passepartout to bring his raincoat and the traveling rug. And also, he said that the boots that they are going to wear for this next 80 days should be strong and good enough. But he also added that We will not be walking pretty much, but make sure your boots are good enough to manage this 80 days. And saying so, he asked his servant to hurry up without any